We are often more frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality.
Do you know that specific kind of exhaustion? I am not talking about the tiredness you feel after a long day of work. I am talking about the exhaustion of the soul. It is that heavy, hollow feeling of holding on to a rope that burned your hands a long time ago, simply because you are terrified of what will happen if you let go. It is the anxiety of checking your phone for a message that never comes, or worse, comes with a tone of indifference that cuts deeper than silence. It is the humiliation of explaining your worth to someone who refuses to understand it, and the quiet despair of realizing you have become an option to someone who is your priority. We have all been there. We stay in friendships that drain us, relationships that belittle us, and environments that suffocate us. We stay because we hope. We hope that if we just love a little harder, explain a little clearer, or wait a little longer, they will finally see us. But today, we are going to challenge that hope. Imagine a life where you no longer chase. Imagine the immense relief of putting down the heavy burden of trying to convince someone of your value. Today, we aren't just talking about ending relationships or quitting jobs. We are talking about the Stoic art of reclaiming your soul. We are going to explore why walking away is not an act of weakness, but the ultimate act of self-respect. If you are ready to stop begging and start living, simply click the like button to signal your commitment to your own growth and subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Official as we walk this path of strength together.
Section 1. The Economics of Self-Respect, the Sunk Cost Fallacy. In modern culture, especially in the ambitious drive of American life, we are conditioned to believe that quitting is synonymous with failure. From a young age, we are told that quitters never win, and that persistence is the key to everything. While this is true for acquiring a skill or building a business, it is a dangerous lie when applied to human relationship. We often fall victim to what economists call the sunk cost fallacy. This is the psychological trap where you continue to invest in something, a bad relationship, a toxic friendship, or a dead-end career path, solely because of the time, energy, and emotion you have already put into it. You think to yourself, I've already given 5 years to this marriage, or I've been friends with them since college. You look at your history like a financial investment, terrified that if you walk away now, all those years will be wasted. But Stoicism offers a profound shift in perspective. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught his students to understand the true cost of everything. He used a simple example. If you want a head of lettuce, you must pay a penny. That is the price. But what if the price of a relationship is not money, but your peace of mind? What if the cost of keeping someone in your life is your self-respect, your mental health, and your dignity? Epictetus would argue that if you are trading your tranquility for someone's sporadic attention, you are making a terrible deal. You are overpaying. In the economy of life, your time and your emotional energy are your most limited resources. When you spend them on people who do not reciprocate, you are essentially driving yourself into spiritual bankruptcy. Walking away is not wasting the last 5 years. It is saving the next 5. It is a strategic withdrawal. It is the moment you look at the balance sheet of your life and realize that the cost of staying is simply too high. You are deciding that your currency, your love, your attention, and your time is too valuable to be thrown into a black hole. Section 2. The Dichotomy of Control, Why We Are Terrified to Leave. So, if the cost is so high, why do we stay? Why do we linger in doorways, waiting for permission to leave? The answer lies in fear. We fear the silence that comes after the door closes. We fear the narrative that others will create about us. We are obsessed with the need for closure. We want the other person to understand why we are hurt. We draft long text messages, we rehearse arguments in our heads, and we seek one final conversation where we hope they will finally say, "I'm sorry, I see you now." But this desire to control their understanding is the root of your suffering. This brings us to the most fundamental principle of Stoicism, the dichotomy of control. Epictetus opens his famous handbook with the statement, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not up to you." You control your own actions, your own integrity, and your decision to leave. You do not control how they perceive your departure. You do not control whether they realize what they have lost. And you certainly do not control whether they will ever feel sorry for how they treated you. When you refuse to walk away because you are waiting for them to understand, you are enslaving yourself to their mind. You are handing the keys of your happiness to the very person who broke it. In our modern society, we over-communicate. We feel we owe everyone an explanation. But Stoicism teaches us that silence is a valid answer. You do not need a court hearing to leave a situation that is destroying you. You do not need their permission to prioritize your well-being. The art of walking away requires you to accept being the villain in their story so you can be the hero in yours. They might call you cold. They might say you gave up. They might tell their friends you were the problem. Let them. Let them have their version of events. You have the truth, and more importantly, you have your freedom. Walking away effectively means accepting that you may never get the apology you deserve. And that is okay. The closure you seek does not come from their mouth. It comes from your own resolve to stop engaging in a battle you cannot win. Section 3. The Art of Apatheia, Emotional Detachment. Once you have accepted that you cannot control their reaction, you must master the execution of your departure. This is where many of us stumble. We physically leave, but emotionally we stay. We stop going to their house, but we visit their social media profiles 10 times a day. We delete their number, but we analyze old text messages looking for clues we miss. We leave the room, but we leave the door cracked open, just in case. This is not walking away. This is haunting yourself. To truly let them lose you, you must practice what the Stoics called apatheia. Now, in modern American English, apathy sounds like a negative thing. It sounds like laziness or a lack of caring. But the ancient Stoic definition is far more powerful. Apatheia does not mean you stop feeling. It means you stop being a slave to your feelings. It is a state of equanimity, a mental fortress where you remain unshakable, regardless of what is happening outside of you. In modern psychology, there is a technique that mirrors this ancient wisdom perfectly, the gray rock method. When you are dealing with toxic individuals, narcissists, or people who thrive on drama, they feed on your emotional reaction. Your anger is fuel. Your tears are validation. Even your attempts to fix them are a form of attention that keeps the dynamic alive. To practice apatheia is to become like a gray rock, uninteresting, unresponsive, and solid. When you walk away, you must take your energy with you. This is the hardest part because your ego wants to scream. You want to defend yourself against their accusations. You want to prove them wrong. But listen closely. The moment you react, you are back in the cage. So, how do you apply this? When they try to provoke you with a guilt-tripping text, you do not type a paragraph in response. You do not respond at all, or you respond with a simple, neutral acknowledgement. When you hear they are dating someone new, you do not let your mind spiral into comparison. You remind yourself that their choices are no longer your business. You stop auditing their life to see if they are miserable without you. You must realize that by watching them, you are keeping the connection alive. You are keeping the wound fresh. You have to cut the energetic cord. Imagine that every time you think about them, you are sending them a little packet of your own life force. Stop sending it. Keep it for yourself. When you stop feeding the dynamic with your energy, the dynamic dies. This is how you truly let them lose you, by removing the you they were feeding on. You become a ghost to them, not out of malice, but out of necessity. You are preserving your sanity. Section 4. The Virtue of Solitude, Overcoming the Fear of Being Alone. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Let's talk about what happens when the silence actually sets in. You have walked away. You have detached. And now, it is Friday night and you are sitting alone in your apartment. This is the moment where most people break. In our culture, we have a terror of being alone. We scroll through Instagram and see groups of friends, happy couples, and busy social calendars, and we feel a deep shame. We feel that being alone means we are unwanted or defective. We confuse loneliness with solitude. Seneca, one of the wisest Stoics, wrote often about the danger of the crowd and the power of the self. He understood that there is a profound difference between the pain of isolation and the glory of solitude. Loneliness is the poverty of self. Solitude is the richness of self. When you walk away from people who do not value you, you enter into a period of solitude. This is not a punishment, it is an upgrade. You have cleared the weeds from your garden, and for the first time in a long time, you have space to plant something new. You must use this time to rebuild what the Stoics called the inner citadel. When you were chasing others, you abandoned yourself. You neglected your hobbies, your health, and your mind because you were too busy managing someone else's emotions. Now you have all that time back. Do not sit on your couch and wait for the phone to ring. That is passivity. You must be active in your solitude. Go to the gym and reconnect with the discipline of your body. Treat it like the temple it is, not a storage unit for stress. Pick up the books you bought but never read. Revisit the skills you let atrophy, the painting, the coding, the writing, the hiking. Whatever it was that made you feel alive before you got dragged into the drama, go find it again. This is not just a distraction technique. It is a reconstruction strategy. You are building a life that is so full, so interesting, and so rich that you no longer feel a desperate need for someone else to complete it. The goal is to become a person you are happy to be alone with. Think about that for a second. If you are bored when you are alone, it means you are in bad company. You need to become your own best friend. You need to become the person you were looking for in everyone else. When you achieve this, when you can sit in a quiet room and feel totally at peace, totally complete without a text message or a notification, you become dangerous. You become powerful. Because once you enjoy your own company, you are no longer a beggar at the door of others. You are the emperor of your own soul. And that is a level of freedom that most people will never experience. Section 5. The magnetic paradox: what happens when you walk away? There is a strange and almost humorous phenomenon that happens when you genuinely commit to this path. It is a paradox that psychologists and philosophers have observed for centuries. The moment you truly let go, the moment you stop caring, stop checking, and start building your own life, is often the exact moment they try to come back. It feels like a law of physics. When you are chasing, you create resistance. You are pushing. But when you pull back, you create a vacuum. And nature abhors a vacuum. When you remove your attention, the people who took it for granted suddenly feel the drop in temperature. They realize the supply is gone. They might reach out with a casual text. They might like an old photo. They might suddenly seem interested in how you have been. Marcus Aurelius warned us about the repetitive nature of history. He reminded us to look at things with reason, not emotion. When they return, you must not be flattered. You must be analytical. Ask yourself, are they back because they suddenly realized your worth? Or are they back because they are bored? Are they back because they changed? Or are they back because they failed to find someone else who would put up with what you put up with? Usually, they are back because they lost the convenience of your presence. This is where you must hold the line. Letting them lose you implies a permanent loss of access. If you let them back in the moment they knock, you haven't walked away. You just took a break. You taught them that your boundaries are flexible. You taught them that they can mistreat you, wait a few weeks, and get you back at a discount. Do not restore access cheaply. There is a universal law at play here, the law of attraction, but not in the magical, wishful thinking sense. It is practical. Self-respect is magnetic. Desperation is repulsive. When you walk away and stand firm in your self-worth, you signal to the universe, and to everyone around you, that you are a person of high value. You attract what you are, not what you want. If you are needy, you attract users. If you are whole, you attract peers. By walking away from those who cannot afford you, you make space for those who can. You are clearing the table so that something better can be served. So, let us be clear about one thing as we come to the end of this journey. Walking away is not an act of cruelty toward them. It is an act of extreme kindness toward yourself. For too long, you have been the caretaker of everyone else's feelings while your own garden withered. You have been the supporting actor in your own movie. It is time to rewrite the script. You are not abandoning them. You are saving yourself. You are handing them back their own destiny so you can finally pick up yours with both hands. The moment you are willing to turn your back on what does not serve you is the moment you become truly free. It is the moment you declare to the world that you are no longer an option, no longer a backup plan, and no longer a doormat. Let them lose you. Let them lose the late-night talk. Let them lose the unwavering support. Let them lose the person who loved them more than they loved themselves. Let them lose you so you can find yourself. Thank you for sharing your most valuable asset, your time, with Timeless Wisdom Official today. We do not take your attention for granted. If this message helped you find a moment of clarity, or if it gave you the strength you needed today, please subscribe, like, and share this video with someone who might need the courage to let go. We are a growing community of wisdom seekers, and your support helps us keep this light burning. And I want to hear from you. Tell us in the comments below, is there a situation, a habit, or a mindset you know you need to walk away from? Let's support each other in the comments. Stay strong, stay wise, and remember, your peace is worth the price.